Hello, everyone. Welcome to our little plane of paradise. We are the brothers of the way. These are my fellow brethren, Mike and Jacob.
Hey guys.
Hello, all you dangerous motherfuckers.
And welcome to our cult. All right, enough of the bullshit. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the grandest and greatest and 3 weeks in the making episode of We're About Everything. I'm, of course, joined here by Mike and Jacob, and today we're discussing a very, very good topic with a lot of controversial takes in it. But before we get to that, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm finally back to work, and I'm shutting down the burger business thing for the rest of the year. Made some good cash on the side and been saving up money. And otherwise things are pretty good on my end.
For me, I would say I'm doing fine. School is going great. Finally got my identification card in the mail after someone messed up at the post office with my first ID card.
Of course.
Been playing some of my old games. I've been playing my DS a lot more, and I've been having a good time, and I've been watching The Big Bang Theory nonstop every day, and I'm already on the 6th season.
Oh, I forgot two things. I'm currently on War vs. Doomslayer right now. So
Yay.
I'm working on that. And I do have a little story to tell. I haven't told a story in a while. And I think you guys are really gonna like this. It's really funny. So I have a boss named Rob, and he has a very unique voice. It's kind of similar to Sam Elliott. And you guys know that sometimes I can do voice impressions and stuff. Well, apparently I'm able to get down his voice because I like to make fun of Sam Elliott. So I was able to get his voice down. And I was doing an impersonation of him behind his back. And for 2 fucking weeks, he was trying to catch me. And it was really, really fucking funny. You know? And he finally got to hear it. I was upstairs cleaning, and I was called up into the office. And I go in the office, and everybody's just fucking sitting there, you know? And my boss, Jeff, says, well, let's fucking hear it. And I said, what? And he says, I want to hear that fucking impression. And Rob's sitting there, he's like, I've been wanting to fucking hear this, and this is what I did. I was able to do 2 people from work. I can do both of their voices, and this is what I said. Hey, Rob New, you got the copy, big guy. What's going on, one? Hey, a fucking bolt flew out of my tire and hit the fucking light. The light fell and full of my fucking guys. I got full fucking dead guys in my line. What do I do? Just take a push broom, one, and sweep them under the hopper. We'll deal with lawsuits later. There's always people looking for work, so we'll get 4 replacements in under an hour. Will do! Thank you, big guy! And that's all I did. And they fucking lost it. And that's my little story. So that's out of the way now. Isn't that great? Dude, it was so funny. The way he was trying to catch me was great. He would try to peek out of a corner, catching me and all kinds of shit. And he'd get on the radio and he'd say, Big Mike, you got a copy. And I'd be like, what's up, Rob? And he'll say, what's up with all these reports of impersonations of me? And I'll say something like, oh no, all I know is I'm kind of low on spray cans right now, pretty low on gloves. And, I would just kind of go off topic, and he'd say, that's not what I was asking about. What's up with these impersonations of me? And then I'd say, I don't know, I'm getting pretty low on this and this too, and this hasn't come yet, and blah, blah, blah. So it was just funny. It was funny as fuck. It was such a good 2 weeks. So, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. I didn't want to make that too long, and that's the story. So.
And you're sticking to it?
I hope. Yep. And I hope you guys liked it. So.
Oh, that was a good story. Very good story.
Yeah. I'm having troubles doing the voice now because I was hiccuping for the whole day. I messaged you guys about it. It fucking ruined my. I'm still kind of recovering from it. It was horrible and very painful.
Yeah, I had a terrible head cold throughout last week, and it really beat the crap out of me.
Oh,
You
shit.
can kind of tell today I still have some drainage left.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really like I nearly threw up hacking myself asleep pretty much.
Well, just think how I was feeling for 3 or 4 years with freaking infected sinuses and ears and nose and throat. That was miserable. God.
Have you tried launching the snot rockets?
Oh, yeah. It's bad, dude. It sucks. So, Matt, what is our topic today?
We're going to be talking about nuclear diffusion and the fact of the neurological processes of the human anatomy and cranial cavity.
Well, I'm fucking out of here. See you guys soon.
Bye, Mike. We don't need you.
Fuck this science shit.
I'm not that fucking smart.
Joke's on you. Science is my worst subject.
Yeah, history's my worst. I suck at history.
I hope our teachers are shit.
Yeah.
My worst one.
Which one's your worst?
English.
Yeah. You know, for some weird reason, I was really good at math, and I don't know why.
I love math too.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned math.
I was good. I was good until I got to like shapes and stuff for some reason in like late middle school. That's where I went downhill.
Yeah. Fuck algebra, bro.
Yeah, like I was good from like start of middle school, clear almost towards the end of high school, but then there was that last session of math, and it really fucking stopped me.
Can you please
hard.
tell me what the third side of an isosceles triangle is? While trying to prove that the cat shat in the litter box.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what math fucking feels like.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
Explain why Jimmy took a bite of the cookie, but then why did he take out the cookie? And how many chocolate chips were there before he took a bite out of the cookie?
But then it doesn't tell me how many chips were in the cookie.
Mm-hmm.
And was there shit in his diaper?
Or was there piss? Please prove this.
Or was there a Glock?
We have far dire things to discuss.
All right, let's go.
Your hairline?
I have a very fantastic hairline. Thank you very much.
Mine is receding, and I'm going to be going bald.
Oh, we'll get you a nice anime wig. You'll be fine. Would you like purple or pink?
I have to the Miku, Mike.
Yeah, get the fucking full. No, I gotta go find that now. Thank you. I'll definitely buy one of those for Mike.
I need to get the Rock Lee wig, and I'll look like Mo from the Three Stooges.
The fucking bull cut.
Wario!
Oh, you buffoon!
Brushhead, porcupine, you're here.
Rushhead, porcupine, you stupid chum. Could you imagine Mo as a fucking anime character from Three Stooges?
Oh, you want to know something? You know, in the Three Stooges movie, the guy who plays as Mo voices Mickey Mouse.
Oh my god.
Well, he used to for a little bit, then they replaced him.
Yeah. Alright, on with the topic.
Shall we discuss today's topic?
Yes.
Not nuclear fission of the neurological process of the cranial cavity.
Yes, and also how my butthole and intestines work. I definitely do not want to get into that.
And why is my dick hurting? Yes.
Your dick hurts because you weren't circumcised.
There's a lot of blood probably pumping through there, Jacob. That's probably why. That's my guess.
Ladies,
tell me, Jacob. Is it very warm?
Oh,
have you had a lot of watermelon?
Children.
Ready? Let's go.
Papa, how you doing?
3 minutes away from quitting. 3 minutes.
Okay, everyone, welcome back to We're About Everything.
Yeah, welcome back. You've been here the entire time.
Today's topic, we're going to be talking about human trafficking.
Come on, Matt. Let's go.
We are discussing Silent Hill, the movie, just to piss off Mike.
Yay! Well,
No.
I don't mind the first one, but I hate the second one.
I always wondered why that hill was so quiet.
This guy died on it years ago, you know, when they put me in the room. Then I was an orphan.
You know, when I visited it, from a distance, it seemed very quiet, but when I got into the town, it started getting a little noisy, you know, especially in the motels.
Yeah, and there's a guy with a triangle head chasing me.
We'll get to him sooner or later, Jake.
There's cockroaches everywhere.
Oh God.
One of them just licked me the middle finger.
So we can easily start this discussion off. What is your guys' favorite Silent Hill?
So the way I feel about this is I think part 1 is the best. But in terms of character, I think James Sunderland is the best character. But part 1, it had its limitations because of the system it was on. But I just think that is Silent Hill. Like the mystery, being confused, just as confused as is his name Henry or Harry?
Henry's from 4.
Harry. Okay. So being as confused as Harry, and just like the groundbreaking camera angles and the feel of it, is just spectacular. And I do think Silent Hill 1 also does the best with its mechanics, the puzzles. There is, of course, the tank system where you have to walk forward and then turn and then walk forward and so on.
Yeah.
But I do think that's done on purpose. I think there's a reason they did that. It wasn't just because of limitations. I think it was just to increase difficulty, to increase the horror aspect. Yeah, I definitely prefer the first game out of all of them, though, for sure. That is my favorite one.
I think my favorite is the one where Mike says "fuck you" and is number 3.
It's not a part 3 is not bad, and I've come to realize recently that I was way wrong about Silent Hill 4. I do think Silent Hill 4 is very flawed. I like its ideas, but I don't think it's overall a good game. I think it's got a lot of problems. 3 is really good, and it's probably the scariest in the whole series. My problem with 3 is Heather herself. She's not a bad character, but I just think we needed more development with her, and I think we really needed to see Harry and Heather's connection more, and so that way we really feel for Heather and why she wants vengeance for Harry, right? Like that's how I feel about it. 3 is not bad, though. It's not bad at all.
So we can have a little section about the bad games later. I like 3 because a lot of people agree that 3 is one of the best looking PS2 games to ever exist. And that came out in 2003, if I'm right.
Silent Hill 3 really, really pushed the terrifying aspect. It pushed the monsters. I actually think it pushed platforming a little bit too compared to the other ones. The other ones you just walk into rooms and stuff and go on paths. But part 3, there's a lot of climbing and there's a lot of things going on in part 3 compared to the previous 2 games.
I agree. And plus, number 3, you can drop beef jerky. No, I'm dead fucking serious. It's a monster bait system, man.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. Jacob had stated his favorite is Origins. Yeah, Origins is okay.
Let's say Origins is right before the true spiral happened.
Yeah.
I like the game. I love the main character, Travis Grady. Is that his name? Travis Grady. I like that he was trying to help that little girl. You remember when he found the girl in the fire?
Yes.
Took her to the thing. I like that he went out of the way to help somebody.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then sadly he ends up getting into this whole psychological hell. And
see, I only have one problem with Origins, and Mike can agree with me. It's literally copying Silent Hill 2's story in a way.
For me, it's trying to repeat Silent Hill 1. Me, but it is including aspects of 2. In my opinion, Homecoming is trying to repeat 2. with the whole tragic ending, and it was the main character's fault for something, and it is a reveal and all this shit. Like they were trying to repeat part 2 or part 1, and they just once Silent Hill was put in the hands of the U.S., I think that's where it went downhill, in my opinion.
So right after during Origins, it took a dive.
That's right, because Origins was made in the U.S. That's right.
Yep. So put Flower Us away. We do not need that, Mr. Gravy.
Yeah,
damn you, America!
The one time I actually damned the U.S. for something, you don't fuck with the Japanese franchise.
Out of the original Konami games in Japan, I do think 4 is the worst out of the 4.
Yeah.
I would say, I would say 4 is probably the worst. Like I used to think it was my like second or third favorite, but I was way wrong about it.
What I will give it props for what it did. It took 2 things from Silent Hill 2, 2 very minor things, and it turned into a full fucking game.
Yeah, and that's really cool.
And found a way to tie it into the original.
I like the idea of first person and also being trapped in a single room, but I don't know that it just like gameplay wise and just like certain aspects of the story I didn't really care for. Like honestly, you could leave out 4 and I still think you would have a really good story overall. I do. Like just 1, 2, and 3 I think is good by itself. But that's just how I feel. But then again, part 2 doesn't have any connections to 1 and 3. So, not really. And it got so quiet all of a sudden.
It's a kind of a quietful day.
Hey, it got quiet. You guys think we're in a silent place?
Oh.
I need to see if I'm on a hill of some kind.
Oh, we're on Loud Mountain.
Oh, thank
Loud
God.
Mountain?
It's okay. I'm not on a hill.
Oh, are we on Quiet Plateau?
The Quiet Plateau.
No. We're on Peaceful Geyser.
Oh, yes. Why is this geyser so peaceful as it goes up my pant leg? I'm standing under it.
We're on Treacherous Hump. Treacherous Hump.
And my brain spirals even more.
Yes, indeed.
No.
With us saying what our favorite Silent Hill is, what's the worst in your opinion?
2. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, I would respect
we have to clarify here. What is the worst in the original Japanese Silent Hills?
In the original, 4. 4 is the worst, I think.
I gotta agree. I do like 4. I do like what it did.
Yeah.
I do like its story. It's just the execution wasn't good.
I think it's a good game, but there's just too many problems with it, and it doesn't feel strong. I used to think it was a really good game, but looking back on it now, I see too many problems with it. Yeah. And it also didn't help that during development, they were trying to decide what kind of game it was going to be. And I don't think it was originally planned to be Silent Hill, but I don't know.
A lot of people think that. So many people think it.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to decide what kind of direction they were going to go in the first place. So with all those changes, it just made kind of a mess, I think. But I like the idea, just I don't know.
I mean, I gotta agree with 4. What about you, Jacob?
But
I would say probably the first one.
I mean, that voice acting's bad.
Yeah. I have to agree with that.
I felt like it was kind of lackluster than the other ones.
See, the thing about part 1 is they did state that the voice acting is like that on purpose, and as well as part 2. Yeah. So they make the voice acting to make things feel off.
I think
is the reason.
I think Jacob's onto something because he has a point. When it was just Silent Hill alone, beautiful masterpiece in survival horror. But now that the other 3 games exist, you can't really compare it.
Yeah. I do think it is my favorite game, though. Like, the thing about Silent Hill 1, what it masters in is it is a groundbreaking horror game.
Is it the
on its own.
puzzles?
The puzzles is one of two aspects that make it strong. It is the unique puzzles. It is the memorization of things and that you run into and read. And it doesn't even indicate like, okay, so there's a boss battle, and you have to harm the mouth. However, you wouldn't know that unless you came across a book that kind of hinted towards the weakness of this monster.
Yep.
But it doesn't even say like that particular monster. It's just telling a fairy tale, which is really cool.
It was a fairy tale about a split mouth monster. So if you read that and then you go to the split mouth lizard boss, 2 and 2 together.
And then the other thing that this game does so masterfully is it has a unique reward system. So the reward system is like if you stray off the path, and it rewards you for your bravery.
You get a box of chocolates.
So, yep. And so it rewards you for taking risk. And because you're going to run into enemies and you're risking ammo, you're risking your health, and you're also risking your own fear, right? And so you have to unpuss and go on the straight path and get rewarded. Okay? And that's the other masterful thing that it did, was it rewarded you for exploration. Silent Hill also, can we agree that while the graphics aren't the best, the environment and lighting is what I think makes it look so cool. Like just like the amazing angles and like the lighting and just like the fog. The fog was used because of the limitations of the PlayStation, thus giving us a big world to traverse, and it's just so fucking
even
great.
Though the streets are like 15 Harrys wide.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think though, it's the first one. It was made by a team that was looked down on.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And they were given they were given full creativity. It was their baby. And for it being the first to start, I think is amazing. And what I like about this game compared to like other ones, which do some explaining on the lore and stuff, is this one leaves you puzzled. This one leaves you asking a lot of questions. And I think a brilliant horror game is kind of putting you in the character's shoes, right? Like it's kind of like you're experiencing the horror yourself. And that's what horror games need to excel in, is it triggers your fears because you're being attacked and you're the one having to muster up some bravery to stray off a path just so you'll find resources and stuff. Like that I think is what makes such a great horror game. So yeah, for me, story-wise, I think 2 is the best. And people often refer to 2 as one of the best gaming experiences because of like its journey alone. And that's where I think the strength of character comes into 2. Whereas part 1, Harry is not really memorable. And it's designed to be that way though. He's not supposed to be
talking about?
Developed.
I have his catchphrase memorized. Have you seen a little girl anywhere?
Yeah,
I recognize his catchphrase.
but also,
Mike,
also
before you continue, you
and
fuck. I've been trying to go on this tangent for like 10 minutes now.
Okay, go.
To backtrack to the notes, did you know there is a note that is not seen in the U.S. release?
Yes, I do know that.
Do you know?
Yes, I do.
Well, fuck you and the giant ostrich they cut from the game.
Okay, so the strength that 1 has, like I said, is like Harry is bland, but it's designed that way because it's supposed to trigger you. Part 2, it's scary, but they decided to go deeper into character and story, and it's more of a journey than anything. I have a problem with multiple endings, in my opinion. I don't like the idea of different endings. I would prefer just one ending to end off the character's journey. But part 2, it's similar to part 1, but I think it's weirder. Like okay, James is really good, but man, it is fucking weird. Some of the characters are really fucking weird. But then you come to find out that there's a reason why they are the way they are. And like one character went through a very abusive childhood with her father. Another character had killed a person and he's denying it. You know, he's on the run. He's trying to run away from the horrible thing that he did. There's all these things that start to come together, and then it comes down to James and why he is there. And the way they brilliantly implement this is so masterful. And you know, a lot of games, especially Silent Hill, have been trying to repeat this kind of groundbreaking thing to some degree, but they just haven't really succeeded. Is there some that you were going to say, Matt?
Keep going.
Okay. So now that leads us into the Silent 2 or Silent Hill 2 remake. So, Matt, what are your thoughts on the Silent Hill 2 remake? I want to know.
All right. Yeah, let me get comfortable. Let me put my feet up because this is where we're going to start the fun shit. So far,
okay,
I think it's good. They have only done one thing in that trailer that you can agree that irritates me.
The reverb.
The fucking reverb. There is no point having reverb for that fucking line at all. He's not in a cathedral. He's not in a sewer system. He's in a fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
Granted, I think they want to try to make it like a subconscious sound, like he's thinking it, but even if you think about it to yourself and how they've done it in other games and movies, it's a very subtle reverb.
I don't know. Whenever I talk to myself in my head, there's always like a repeating echo. Hello, 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 hello.
That's because you're a paranoid schizophrenic. It's okay. In actuality, it's not one voice, it's 14 voices trying to mock you.
I do agree that the reverb is annoying, but man, this trailer though, like
they did good.
Okay.
They're doing good.
So I have two problems. The reverb and the first thing you see in the trailer, I think is a big fucking middle finger to the audience. The cockroach. It's a walking middle finger crawling across the floor. Because that's the same cockroach from PT.
Is it the same cockroach?
And it's like,
is that Jeremy the cockroach?
It's like it is so similar, like the shot and everything. It's kind of like, hey, you remember PT? Well, too fucking bad.
Fuck you and Kojima. We were making
it's a big crawling middle finger walking across the floor. You know, that's all it is. And I think it's cool that we're getting a Silent Hill 2 remake. So far, I think the voice acting for James is way better. Despite the reverb, I think that voice is so good, and I really think having, you know, this amazing enhancement with the graphics, like, dude, James' face and like everything is so well done. I really think the visuals are going to tell more of a story as compared to just picking up notes and listening to characters. I really think we're going to get a lot more context just from looking at the characters alone during scenes. I really think the horror aspect is going to be amplified because we're going to see James' reaction a lot better, and then of course we used to on the PlayStation 2. My only fear is I don't know if they're going to top the in-water ending. I just like that voice acting and the in-water ending, that whole reading session was just so heart-wrenching and tear-jerking. Like, I don't know how they're going to do it. If they even get on par with it, I'll be okay. But I just don't know how they're going to top that. And to me, I know it's not the official ending. There is no official ending. But in my mind, that is the ending. In my mind. And the best ending. So I really hope they do a good job.
See, Mike's
and
like,
I know Matt wants to see the dog ending.
Damn straight I want to see the dog ending. I want 4K mirror the fucking corgi. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's it?
I want to see.
No.
I want to see how they do with that.
I do gotta say the from what I saw from the trailer and what I saw from the original gameplay, it looks a lot pleasingly looks better, and I feel like they're gonna really, really, really do good on this game.
Mm-hmm. I also noticed that they're going with a slight different angle in terms of gameplay. There's like one little shot, and it might not be gameplay, but to me, it kind of looked like gameplay, just a little bit. So it looks like they're going to probably go like an over-the-shoulder kind of thing, which is okay. Which I'm totally okay with it. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people who have a problem with a Silent Hill 2 remake. I would say another problem I have is I would rather just have a Part 1 remake and just kind of go over it again, but perfect the original.
Do what Resident Evil did. Remake 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4.
Like, okay, I love Part 1, but just imagine taking everything that we have from the original 4 and now having knowledge of it, implement it into Part 1 and just kind of perfect the original. That would be so fucking great. Like, there's so much that you can do with a Silent Hill 1 remake. There's so much you can do. And I think it's a missed opportunity and that they decided to start with 2. But it is the most popular. I think it's the best-selling Silent Hill, right?
I was not told to research sales figures.
Yeah. It is the most popular as far as I know.
I could tell one that sold the least.
Oh, go ahead.
Downpour.
Oh God. But yeah, those are really my only problems with this game. It otherwise looks fantastic. So yeah.
It's out of the games that come out recently. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. It really does.
I only have one big problem with it.
Go ahead.
That it's PS5 and PC exclusive.
Yeah, I know.
What are you
I'm annoyed with that too.
It's a big dick punch to half the audience.
I will say this, in my opinion. Now, are there less people that own PS5s than PS4s?
Yes. Huge margin.
So with this limited thing with the PS5, that's a really fucking stupid move because you'll get more sales with the PS4.
Yeah.
So why not just put it on PS4 as well?
Because they chose the Unreal 5 graphics engine, which is only compatible with Xbox Series X, PS5, and PC.
Oh shit.
That's also one thing I don't like about this remake is that if anyone remembers, Silent Hill 1 had its own graphics engine. Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4 had their own graphics engine.
Yep.
But here we are now using the most generic of generic graphics engines.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it saves a lot of money, but there's also been a lot of problems with the Unreal Engine over the years.
It does look really fucking good, though. But gameplay-wise, we'll have to see how it functions. They did a really good job with the way it looks. I mean, for me, I have said this before, horror games should be the best-looking games because it needs to install as much fear as possible. And I think amplifying those graphics to scare people is such a big priority. Not number one, but it is, I think it's one of the only genres in gaming where graphics play a huge role.
I'm going to want to cut you off and says I have something that's completely opposite of that.
Yeah.
Sound design.
And that's fine. Yeah, and sound too. I was saying one of the most. I didn't say it was the most.
We can look at recent...
When I'm talking, you got to listen real closely because I did say one of, not the most.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Jacob.
He did say one of.
No. The reason why I say that is because you got people like Puppet Combo that use PS1 era shit and some of the most terrifying games that exist right now.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that you can't make a scary game that has pixelated graphics or lower graphics. Some of the scariest games of all time are from the early 2000s or 1990s. That's completely true. But if you're going into modern day console, if you are releasing a big horror game, take advantage of the system, take advantage of like these graphics and push it to the extreme. And so that way you can scare people more. That's what I'm saying. And you can also just like push the sounds, push the graphics, just push it all the way. That's how I feel. And so far, sound wise, from the trailer, this game's got it fucking wrong. That reverb, I hope, is not in the fucking game. But I think that's just for the trailer. Yeah, I think that's just for the trailer's sake, though. But if they fuck up the sounds, then that's a big problem.
But if we're talking about visuals, we know what trailer I'm bringing up next. Silent Hill book. I mean F.
Oh, Silent Hill F, dude. There is so much to discuss with this one because the title itself is very ambiguous. There's not a lot of information. The trailer is very short, and just from what we see is already blowing our minds. Like, the setting alone makes me ask so many fucking questions.
Set in Japan. That's already like, what the hell? Because obviously the other Silent Hills were in the States. All of them.
Yes. So what I'm wondering is this phenomenon expanding through the world, or is this a completely different phenomenon that is not like Silent Hill? Is this something different?
I just thought of something dumb.
Go ahead.
What if it's a reimagining of the phenomenon happening in Eastern culture?
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't have to have connections to the original Silent Hill, I think. I think what they're going for is like, this is a completely different phenomenon, and they're just like going balls to the walls creative is what they're doing. And like this is a fun project.
And they chose one of the most fucked up directors to do it.
Yes. I really think...
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. I really think this is a passion project is what's going on.
Because, as I was going to say, for people that don't know who the director of Silent Hill F is, look up Higurashi, then come back to us. Yeah. That is a really fucked up visual novel and really fucked up anime.
It is going to be so good, I think. I really think out of all the Silent Hills that have been announced, I think F is going to be the best.
I'd say F takes the cake.
In my opinion. That's the one that I'm anxious about the most. Like okay, Silent Hill 2, cool, but fuck that. Silent Hill F is the only one that's completely new, really. It's the only new Silent Hill game.
Well, there's Ascension, but that's technically a live stream interactive.
That's a live stream thing. And Downtown, or Fall Town. Downtown.
Let go boogie.
Downtown.
We have no idea what's going on in Fall Town. So when it comes to just a pure Silent Hill game, Silent Hill F is the only new thing that we're honestly getting.
Right.
And that's what I'm excited about. Like if that's on PS4, you bet your ass I'm getting it. I'm getting that shit first.
Agreed. In actuality, that's a new pachinko machine.
Oh, I can't wait, man.
People would fucking say fuck Silent Hill 2 remake after that.
Yeah, I will say this. I do think the F stands for flower, because look at all the flowers in the trailer. Like, I'm going to go to that right now, actually.
You guys want to know what I think it stands for?
Bug?
I think it stands for forever. Silent Hill forever.
Silent Hill future. We got time traveling.
I do think the F is important story-wise, and we know that behind the scenes of Silent Hill, there's a lot of testing going on, with like governments and all that weird shit. Mm-hmm. So if this has any connection to the original Silent Hill, I do think this has something to do with some kind of project, which could be like Project Flower. Either that, or the F just symbolizes for all the flowers that are being presented in this trailer, and it's going to be a very reoccurring thing in the game. You're going to see fucking flowers everywhere. So,
flowers. Yeah.
I mean, dude, look at all this fucked up fleshy plantation just like growing out everywhere. There's something going on. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think the F stands for.
Welcome to our great town. Here, we love to show you our vegetation.
Oh, gosh.
And are other lovely landmarks.
But dude, like even at the end of the trailer, look at the girl just like covered in plantation and flowers. Like it's just like, yeah, I do think it stands for flower. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. I could be way wrong.
Frame. But... In actuality,
Frame.
they're going to do a Silent Hill Fatal Frame crossover pachinko machine.
Dude, oh my gosh, that would be so fucking cool. But
that won't happen.
No, but fuck, that'd be so fucking cool though. But
we do need a new Fatal Frame.
Oh, agreed. Silent Hill F looks so good though. Goddamn.
And then
that's what I'm anxious for.
Then there's Ascension. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna watch a one-time live stream.
No, it does look pretty stupid.
I'll wait for my boy Bakba to in his chat to go watch live stream, and I'll watch the VOD later.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think of Townfall?
There's not much to go off of, like at all.
Yeah.
Like there's a small scene if you look at the CRT radio TV thing that someone's takes a step down a hallway. Mm-hmm. There might be a small possibility of Townfall's PT or a form of PT.
Yeah,
because you gotta think,
not a bad idea.
No Code does a lot of walking simulator shit.
Mm-hmm. You know what PT? I'm thinking though? Oh, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
PT was a walking simulator with some in-depth puzzle.
Yeah.
So they might do some shit. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when I was like a few years ago when the trailer came out, or like when people were playing it, and I saw them discover the jump scares, it really did scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
What makes it so much worse is it tells you to turn around. It tells you blatantly, turn around. Look,
it is
back.
Rewarding you to get scared, which is what a good horror game should do.
Doesn't know there was a baby fetus in the sink that talked to you. That's a horrifying image, dude.
You wanna know what I think Townfall is? I think lore and story wise, I think Townfall is big. Lore and story wise, gameplay wise, I don't know, but I think what Townfall is going to be is like it is going to be similar to it's going to be similar to like SCP in our Outlast trials, and where they are experimenting and by throwing people into Silent Hill. That's what I think it is. That's why I think it's called Townfall. But I could be wrong on that too, but that's just speculation on my part. So, but Townfall, it looks really interesting, and I'm really excited to see what it is, but F is where it's at for me still. Ascension, fuck that.
Like Ascension, yeah. I won't lie, it looks fairly cool because that monster's design is just something different finally.
Yeah.
But
I agree with that.
They had made it a live stream thing. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Why you could have made it? You could have made it a visual novel thing. Would have been so much fucking better.
That would have been so cool. Yeah. Who knows, man? Like, we'll just have to see how that goes. But I have to agree with you. Do you think these games are being made because of Resident Evil's comeback?
Most likely,
with like all their games. And it's kind of like it lit a fire in their ass.
Yep.
And they're like, you know what?
Fuck it.
We're fucking competing again. We're doing this again because they were rivals, to some degree.
Just wait, Mike. Now that Silent Hill's coming back, Dino Crisis is gonna come back. Fatal Frame might come back.
This might be really controversial. I'm not a big Resident Evil guy. But I like Dino Crisis. But it's very similar to Resident Evil. It's just dinosaurs.
I'll be honest, the only Resident Evil I enjoy is 4. So
yeah,
I try to play 2 remake. I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, I'm just not into Resident Evil, but I do like Dino Crisis. I love the idea of a dinosaur horror game like that. It's just so cool. And seeing a remake or anything would be so good. I would love that so much. Matt, what do you think of this new Silent Hill movie?
First off, chose a shit director. because he's the one that fucked up the original 2 movies. In fact, it's that they're doubling down with Silent Hill 2. Why? Make a supplementary piece. Something that's fucking new. Not ride the ass of James and his horrible misfortune.
I agree. And I do think the first one was okay. I do think there was a lot of fan service in the first one. Part 2 is just a fucking mess. It's a piece of shit. Has the dumbest fight in the end. And
we both can agree the only good part about Silent Hill, is the actress that played Heather. That's it.
And she looks just like Heather.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of fan service in that film too, just like callbacks to part 3. Yeah, is really cool. But that whole movie is all fucked up. I hate that movie. And the fact that they're doing a movie about Silent Hill 2, big mistake. Really, really big mistake. Because
why double down?
It's like we were talking about this earlier, and you said, how the fuck do you end the movie when there's no official ending to Silent Hill 2? Are they going to do the same thing as their first Silent Hill movie, where it's kind of like, it's not exactly like part 1? Like, is that what they're going to do? Or are they just going full on balls to the wall Silent Hill 2? Because
here's like I said earlier, I want everyone to listen to hear this. The best way to actually end the movie would be after the tape revealing what happens plays. It slowly fades to black as you hear James sobbing. Best way to fucking end it.
And then
after that,
it leaves it to your imagination.
Yep, because if you know what happens in Silent Hill 2's endings, it can go off every ending. But I know they're fucking not. They're going to choose an ending and they're going to stick it. Or the other idea, which Mike finds fucking genius, is do what they did with Paranormal Activity, the original, where in every different region of the United States they play a different fucking ending.
I do think that's kind of cool. I do kind of like that idea, but at the same time though, it's kind of like, in my mind, Silent Hill 2 has an ending in my mind, but I know they won't do it. Right? Because they're gonna do something else, and then it's gonna fucking enrage everyone, and that's gonna piss me off too. So I am against the movie. I think the last movie was horrible. The first one, it had its problems, but the first one introduced me to Silent Hill. Actually, that's how I got introduced to it. So Jacob, what do you think?
It's very hard to tell.
Oh yeah, that's right. You haven't seen the movies.
Exactly.
I've only seen that scene that you sent me of that pyramid head kill.
I do think the first movie has some really good scenes. I do think it's a lot of fun. I do think it's scary. For a long time it was one of my favorite horror movies, but looking back on the originals, it does some things wrong. But the second movie though, you cannot tell me that both movies are equally bad.
I'm the one that says it. The first Silent Hill movie did 2 things. One bad, well, a lot bad, but one good. When they introduced Sybil in that entire first conflict with the first monster you see, fucking brilliant scene. Fucking brilliant. The one thing that irks me about that movie is with the gray children. Because it causes a giant misconception with the first game's monster. It's very similar, but it's not even called a gray child.
Yeah.
It's called a stalker.
Here's the thing, though. Here's why I think these movies are bad. I think it's because when you look at the US games, the Silent Hill US games, I don't think these creators in the US have any idea what Silent Hill is. I think they're just going based off of Western traditional horror.
Well,
and they're just not doing it right.
Mike, can I tell you something about Silent Hill?
Go ahead.
It's inspired off Western horror.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is that the US doesn't know how to make a Silent Hill game like they do.
No, because
they don't understand Silent Hill.
Because the thing about
because they're going traditional with the horror that they know. And their horror, in Japan, it's inspired by Western, but it's done differently. You see where I'm going? They just don't understand the world of Silent Hill. They don't understand the story. They just don't get it.
Team Silent took huge inspiration from Western horror and they put their own little top on top of it. They spun it.
Yes, exactly. And the U.S. cannot replicate it, despite it being inspired by it.
Right. The U.S. rather see jump scares, sexy nurses, red pyramid thing.
They also went with what was popular just to get a wow out of audiences.
Right. That's why every game there's a sexy nurse, because it was popular in 2.
Yep.
The Pyramid Head popular because of 2.
I don't hate the first movie, but I blame that movie for a lot of the games that came later. I really do. I mean, because the audience, that's what they know Silent Hill for. A lot of the general audience.
I just thought of this the other good thing about the Silent Hill movie, the original.
Go ahead.
The nurse scene. Where she's weaving through all the nurses.
I know. It has good parts. It's not a bad movie, but now looking back on it, it's got problems. And it does. It's got a lot of problems, but it's not worse than the second one that they did. Yeah. There's no way. There's no fucking way.
It didn't help they tried to also weasel 3D into it.
It was so fucking bad. Like, it was Silent Hill Revelations, right? That's what it was called. That movie was so fucking bad, dude. Like, part 1 looks like a masterpiece compared to that piece of shit. I'm sorry.
Every actual Silent Hill fan agrees that.
Yeah, it is so fucking horrible. And it terrifies me to see what this guy's going to do with this next movie.
Again.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed how much Silent Hill content we're getting all at once. Like, we were just bombarded with all these trailers and reveals, just like crazy. What do you think of that? Just like, okay, we got one thing after the other in one night.
It was a smart move. Very fucking smart. Guess who did it the day afterwards?
Who?
Capcom. With Resident Evil. Day afterwards.
Do you want to know what I think? I really think because of these Resident Evil games and that Konami's like, we're coming in fucking hard. You know, we're going to fucking show them what we can do. I really do. And I do think it's competition. I really do.
There's already one problem that Konami has done with the whole coming after. Everything Resident Evil's in-house. All the Silent Hill projects, I think, except for Silent Hill F, is handled by outside studios.
Yeah, that's my other problem with Silent Hill is the majority of games, like most of the games, are made in the U.S., which is a shame because the Japanese ones are much better.
Always.
And I really think that Konami needs to be like, okay, we have given you a chance before. We're not doing this again. Like, it's in our hands.
Yeah,
it should just be in their hands.
Fuck you, we're taking back the shit. You can remake the game.
I'm serious.
Sure, but we're doing F.
I'm just saying, like, we should really just let Konami have it all. Like, we don't need to touch that shit because we've ruined it.
If you think about it, though, they're only handling side projects and the 2 remake. 2's already there.
That's true. Yeah.
They're handling F.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if they fuck up F, I've lost faith in Konami. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I was losing faith right after Silent Hills was canceled. Like,
yeah.
I was so fucking sad. I was just so angry. It's like this franchise cannot get a fucking break. Like, dude, it went from like this really high pedestal to just taking a big shit. I'm serious. And that's sad because Silent Hill is very important in horror gaming. It is such a groundbreaking franchise. It's so important in horror games.
I agree.
And it just sucks to see something so unique and different just go down so bad. Just because of like poor decision making and handing it to another place that shouldn't be fucking touching it, and also a movie that also, took a lot of the general audience and made them think, oh, that's Silent Hill, and because of that, they'll make more money and implement fan service and ruin what is such a good franchise from the start.
I'm going to say Downpour did do one good thing right.
Yeah.
The joke ending.
Is Downpour the one that was on the Wii, or was that Shattered Memories?
Shattered Memories is the Wii.
Okay, so Shattered Memories is my least favorite. That is my least favorite one. I agree,
because it's not Silent Hill. Oh, it's not Silent Hill.
It's so bad. I fucking hate that game
Mike,
so much.
How would you feel about Silent Hill being a dungeon crawler?
Oh, God.
Do you like that idea, or is that idea shit, too?
Oh.
Because welcome to memories.
Here's another thing that I think went downhill with Silent Hill. Get it? So Silent Hill, I think the longer it went on, the more that makers and developers felt, we need to enhance the gameplay, we need to update it and all this stuff. And, a lot of the updates were so focused on that it was taking away the most important aspects of Silent Hill, like the puzzles and stuff. Like, dude, the original old games had far better puzzles than a lot of these new ones. And like, dude, Homecoming had like one awesome puzzle. And that's it. Like, the rest of it was just like connecting wires and.
Are you talking about the puzzle at the very end of the game, right before the final boss?
That's it.
That was a pretty good puzzle, because I've technically beat down Homecoming, but I technically haven't, because I made it to the final boss.
I would say the only thing that Silent Hill needed an upgrade on was combat, and Homecoming tried doing that, but they didn't do it good.
No, they made it to the best way. I say Downpour did the upgrade right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You can block, you can attack, you can throw weapons. That's fine.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm wondering if the Silent Hill 2 remake is gonna upgrade the combat.
Probably will.
I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm thinking that, because you know what? Why would you just make it the simple swing your weapon? And then, like, dude, if this is a PS5 game, there should be
combos.
I'm not saying make it fucking God of War, okay? I'm not saying have James throw his pipe and then it comes back to me. What I'm saying is dude, make the combat intense. Like, dude, make it scary and make it personal. Like, dude, I want to be terrified when I'm fighting. I don't want to have that lazy fucking swing, and be like,
Mike. I just realized.
What?
One day from upload.
What does that mean?
Rock of Ragna.
Oh God.
Michael's Rock?
Yeah. I am excited for Ragnarok, yeah, but I'm not gonna talk about that anymore. I brought it up too much.
Different time. Another day.
But the thing I do think that they should do with Silent Hill 2 remake is that they should improve the combat in some areas. I wouldn't say fucking go super in depth on the combat, but just make it more personal and scarier, I would say. Do you think there's going to be combat in Silent Hill F, Matt?
Most certainly. I mean, there's literally a scene of a squirrel dragging a pipe along the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's a very common weapon in the franchise.
Yep, it is too.
I think it's literally in every fucking game.
Now it's making me wonder, what kind of fucking creatures are we getting?
Well, like I said, I've already know.
Are they inspired by plants?
I'm wondering. Like I said, I know about the director. I don't know about the creature or monster designer.
Dude, I'm really curious now. Like, I actually did not think about the monsters that are going to be in this game.
All right, Mike, since you have the power to watch the trailers and not pick up the audio, I need you in the Discord to send me the name of the creature or monster designer.
Okay.
Because I'm very curious.
I'm going to look this up.
Because they're all student names. They're not their actual names.
Creature and character designer is named Kera. Kera.
Okay.
That's it. I don't know who that is. So But what kind of creatures do you think that we're gonna get, Matt? This is just pure speculation.
I know what I think.
Samurais? We're getting monster samurais or what? Yeah, cowboys.
Or a lobster.
A lobster. There we go. We need a cockroach lobster in Silent Hill.
A cock lobster.
Or a scorpion.
Cock lobster.
Have there been scorpions in Silent Hill?
Not that I can recall at the moment. Oh wait, was there scorpions in Silent Hill 1, Matt?
No.
Like scorpion-like creatures?
No. Cockroaches. Giant cockroaches.
How about a scorpion?
Okay. I would like to see a scorpion-like creature. I would like to see that.
Or a lobster-like creature.
A lot of their creatures are very bug inspired. Like some of them, and like there's a giant moth and what?
We're in some really fucked up hands-on art.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you guys right now, and I'm going to edit into the video later. I think this is from the game that someone mentioned that Kiara has worked on.
What the fuck? Oh, dude. See, for a moment, I thought it was just a boob monster, but now I see where the face is.
Sir, we definitely need boob monsters in Silent Hill. We need more.
Yes,
the booty hole.
Oh, dude.
I think we're in good hands.
Oh.
I think we're in good hands, my friend.
That's gonna be so good. But I'm wondering, like, I got this feeling that a lot of the monsters are gonna be very plant inspired. You know what? I'm really hoping that they don't take inspiration from Last of Us. Now that I'm thinking
I
about
agree, because I'm sorry, I do love the clickers. I do. I really do.
I just hope they don't do something.
It won't
similar.
happen. You know why? Because The Last of Us is fungi.
Yeah.
It's fungus.
Okay.
Hey, if you're around a bunch of mushrooms, you won't be the only fun guy.
That's a me joke when I drink like 3 shots of horchata, okay?
Come on, Mike.
But here's something that you gotta think, Matt. And I'm sorry if I'm focusing on the flower and plantation thing, but it is so strong in the trailer that it's making me think that you can look at so many plants in the world, right? There is so much to draw from, especially in Japan. You know, there's a lot of cool plantation of flowers. You know, there's a lot of like coral in the ocean. There's so much that they can take inspiration from, and they can really create some unique, amazing creature-like designs just out of plants alone.
Mike,
so
just so you know,
I think they're gonna.
Do you know what the project name for Silent Hill F was?
Go ahead.
Project Sakura.
Sakura.
Like the tree.
Okay.
There's going to be plants and flowers, guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think a lot of the creatures that we're going to see, very plant inspired. And I think this is probably the most unique Silent Hill that I've seen. This is the most strange and interesting one so far.
That, my good sir, I can agree.
Yeah, the setting alone is so interesting.
If I'm correct, besides it being Japan, apparently from sources it's 1960s.
Oh, and I'll tell you this too. This is the first time that Silent Hill's gonna take more inspiration from their style of horror.
Oh yeah,
instead of
which
Western.
Means we're going to see some spooky shit. Japanese horror is more terrifying than American. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I agree. I agree with you completely. This is gonna be really fucking cool.
Have you seen The Grudge? Have you seen The Ring? Shit's spooky.
I hate The Grudge. It terrifies the fuck out of me.
Exactly. My point.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very anxious. I can't wait. So, is there anything else you want to talk about, Matt?
Other than my brain being a giant pile of goo?
Well, good. Zombie milkshake.
So we have nothing else to talk about?
We talk about dick sizes, but I'll get off track.
I'm sorry, I don't think Jacob can handle that conversation.
You know what? I just thought of something else. I brought this up to you a little while back, and there's a very low chance of this happening, but I think there's a specific reason why all these games, or just the 3 games, are coming out and are being announced at the same time. I got this weird feeling that there's going to be connections between them. Even though Silent Hill 2 was made a long time ago, I think when you look at Silent Hill F and then you look at Townfall, I think they're going to implement connections. But that's just a theory, and there's a very low chance of that happening.
So you're saying, like, it's a game theory?
It's a game theory. Wow!
That's a theory. A game
theory.
And now we've been demonetized.
Yeah.
Come back next time when we talk about Five Nights at Freddy's for the 59th time in a row.
I will admit, off topic, he has a kind of an obsession with FNAF, and it kind of scares me.
Yeah.
It keeps money on his table.
Not wrong.
Jacob and I know someone who has far more obsession with FNAF.
Is it
It's kind of annoying. You don't know him. He's a friend of Jacob's.
Good.
Yeah. He has a very deep obsession, and it's kind of annoying sometimes. But I do think there is a possibility that there will be connections. I want to know your thoughts on that.
I don't think so.
You don't think so either?
No, okay. Because it's fucking complicated, man. Each instance of Silent Hill is its own instance. Best way to put it in RPG terms. It's its own separate thing, except for 1 and 3, because 1 and 3 obviously tie together, and 2 and 4 technically tie together, but that's only because James's dad is the fucking superintendent of the apartment building. That's about it. So I don't think they're going to be spin-offs to expand the lore and shit of Silent Hill itself.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, there could be like the lowest chance just because they're all like being announced at the same time. I found that kind of weird, but then again, that could just be because they just want to get a lot out there and fucking excite everyone who's a big fan.
Right, because it wasn't just game announcements that transmission. There was a lot of merch announcements. I mean,
a movie.
We don't give a fuck about the movie though.
I know. I'm just saying it was a part of it, but I agree.
They could have chose fucking J.J. Abrams. I would have been more happy.
It's better than Michael Bay. Michael Bay
would make Silent Hill blow up in the end.
Explosions!
Pyramid Head slashed a bunch of people. Explosions!
Dead ass. If Michael Bay directed Silent Hill, he would just blow up the fucking town at the end of the movie.
Optimus Prime is voicing Pyramid Head. I am Pyramid Head.
Damn, it is the Red Pyramid thing. We're not doing this again. Speaking of which, remember there's a company called First Four Figures made a beautiful Red Pyramid statue. I went down there in the comments, and holy fuck, a lot of people lost their shit.
Oh my gosh.
Because they thought that they named it wrong.
Oh god. It's called like the pyramid thing, right?
Red Pyramid thing. Pyramid Head was coined by fans.
And
that's right. And you want to hear something very, very, very saddening about the Red Pyramid thing?
Go ahead.
The creator of him, Masahiro Ito, has said one point on his Twitter, "I fucking wish I never created him."
Really?
Yep.
Well, the reason is probably because it became the most popular, and it's kind of what ruined the franchise later on.
In a way, yep.
Because there was... Yeah, and also being implemented into the movie where it did not belong. Both movies.
Yep.
God.
Christoph Gans don't care. He don't give a fuck.
He don't give a shit.
Herbert, please go
No,
away.
no.
I didn't mean to do Herbert. I was just doing a stupid voice, and it just came out like that. I guess.
But... Cleveland.
I can't think of anything else to talk about.
Does Jacob have any questions, as he is the technical newbie of the Silent Hill universe here?
Yes.
What's your favorite boss?
That is, I can't.
Here's how I feel about bosses, and you're gonna disagree with me, Matt. I don't think there's a good Silent Hill boss, in my opinion. Yeah. I'm sorry.
There's a few. There's like one from each game.
They're so similar though. You just like shoot at them and hit them here and there, and
yeah, you got a point, but that's just because that's survival horror design in general.
I know, but they make them so fucking like basic, and they never do anything different with bosses.
All right.
Except whether it's the level. I would say, of course, the Pyramid Head boss was emotional because that was a reflection on James, and the way they killed themselves was very memorable. But it was otherwise just back up, shoot, and then run over here and back up, shoot. You know, but that's just.
I'll say it like this: number one, the first one had Incubus or Alessa, depending on your ending.
Yeah.
That's memorable because you're a man literally killing a god.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
2, I don't care about the pyramid boss fights because it's literally just, like you said, run around, shoot. The final boss of Maria or Mary. That's fucky.
Now you're gonna disagree with me on this. I don't think Silent Hill should have bosses because the encounters alone are so scary.
The way
you know what I mean? Like
the only ones that bosses truly fit in is 1, 3, and 4 because each one you're killing the cult's god. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Origins didn't need a final boss. Homecoming.
I'm just saying, like scattered throughout the whole game. You know what I mean? Like just like having a boss here and there scattered through the whole game, I think is unnecessary. A final boss, I totally understand, but I'm just saying, like, why implement a boss if you're not going to do anything creative with it? You know what I mean?
I mean, like, I'll call back to you.
Silent Hill 1 tried to attempt to include puzzle in a boss fight, but that was just shooting at the mouth. I want to see more puzzles in boss fights. If they're going to do it.
If you want puzzle in your boss fights, let's go play Soul Reaver real quick. Every boss fight's a puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if a core aspect of the original Silent Hills is puzzles, then why not implement them into boss fights? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just how I feel.
My guess is because they took more of the survival horror approach. But I'm about to blow Jacob's mind. Do you know how you killed the final boss in Silent Hill 1, Jacob?
No.
There's 2 ways. You can fire everything you have, or you can walk into the boss arena with no ammo.
You win?
Yeah. You literally will equip each weapon and show the boss you have no ammo and just kill itself.
Fucking weird.
But that's how they designed it because the boss is airborne.
What if you just have one bullet?
Same thing. I think. I don't know. But that's how it's designed because the boss is airborne.
It is airborne.
So there's no way to hit it. So it's like, oh, they created it as a failsafe. Just in case you are very offensive with your guns. And now with the melee weapons.
Either that, or somebody just sucks at the game and they just waste all their ammo through the whole fucking game.
Yeah, that too. AKA Mike.
Yeah. Oh, look, a little enemy. Oh, look, another little enemy. I won't run past them.
Well, I will say this. Go ahead, Jacob.
To be honest, I wish other games would implement that, or is that how they?
Yeah, implement it. Yeah.
So like some games, like Evil Within.
Yeah. Yeah, I could agree with this one on a deep level.
Because during my playthrough of the Evil Within, I always run out of fucking ammo. Then there's the fucking chainsaw guy coming to get me.
Yeah, and you can't do anything because the melee attack does dick for damage.
Yeah, this stupid overshotting fucking punch. Yeah.
Yeah, yeet, pistol whip a bitch.
Pistol whip.
I'm gonna say this, and you'll disagree with me too. I don't like Evil Within. I respect it, but it's way too inspired by Resident Evil.
Do you even know why, Mike?
Like, yeah, I see Silent Hill inspiration to some degree, but it's just way too
Mike,
much.
You want to know where
Resident
that Silent Hill inspiration comes from? The director, who was the director of Resident Evil 4.
I know.
2 did a better job, though. 2 did way better on expanding.
Yeah. I still don't like it, though. I'm just not a fan of it. But that's just me.
But did you know you can summon a giant pig as an Easter egg? I'm not kidding.
That is pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
That's one thing I haven't discussed. The mini Easter eggs of Silent Hill.
One of these days, we're gonna be like at 100 subs, and I'm gonna have so many people fucking hating me because I'm so opinionated. I'm serious. Like, I'm gonna pop on one day, and people are gonna be like, "I'm sick of Mike just fucking hating on everything."
So Mike hates Silent Hill. He hates my PS5. He hates the fact that one toenail's longer than the other.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Like, I know I'm really opinionated, but the thing is, in this world, you have to have really picky, opinionated people, or else there'll be no quality.
Yeah,
you have to. You just have. I mean, dude, look at James Cameron, for instance. When he was directing movies, he was sometimes really hard to work with because he was a picky motherfucker.
Oh! Speaking of which, holy fuck! I saw this meme, yesterday. When they
I thought you were gonna go into the new Avatar. For a moment.
I am like, actually, no. For about a split second.
Oh god!
Back when we had a recession in 2008, do you know what 2 things were released?
Huh?
Avatar and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Do you know what was just announced and released this year during our recession? Modern Warfare 2 and the new fucking Avatar movie trailer.
That's supposed to come out December, the new Avatar.
Exactly. My fucking point.
It's already got 23 million views in like 2 days.
I will admit, I didn't really like the original Avatar movie.
I heard they're going to be making...
It's like I said, it's just a Smurfy Pocahontas is all it is.
Smurfahontas.
It's the Smurfahontas with Dargans.
I am dead serious. It's just sci-fi Smurf Pocahontas.
With Dargans.
It is. Yeah, I mean, dude, it focuses on like... just never mind. I'm not gonna get into it. Avatar's so overrated. I respect it, and I love James Cameron. He made my favorite movie of all time. But I can't stand when people say, "By far, James' best movie, Avatar."
Oh no, it's Terminator 3, Mike.
And it's like, dude, have you seen his other work? Have you seen Terminator 2? Have you seen The Abyss? Have you seen fucking Aliens? Those movies are far superior, and they're older.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen his Titanic movie, though. I've never seen his Titanic movie. But
Titanic's okay.
I'm not a huge fan of Titanic, so I can't really go in on Titanic.
It doesn't look good, and it looks overrated as fuck. It really does.
If you want to get laid, take a woman and make her see Titanic.
Advice from Matapu on how to get laid. Watch James Cameron's Titanic. Or play God of War 1. If you watch the making of God of War, the guy says, "You play God of War, you'll get fucking laid." Something like that. You remember that?
God truly blessed you, Kratos.
He's just, yeah, dude, Jacob. If you watch the making of God of War 1, a guy pops in briefly and says, "You play God of War, you're getting fucking laid." It's so funny. So good.
I'm going to withhold my comments on that one.
Hey, what do you call a bunch of boobs on the Titanic?
Oh boy.
Titanic.
Haha.
Come on, that's comedy gold.
Matt, is there anything else you want to talk about?
I want to talk about how bad that fucking dad joke was.
Okay. You go ahead. You take the floor. I have nothing else to add to this discussion.
What about Jacob? Huh? Anything else? Huh?
You want to ride the Titanic?
Not Titanic related.
Oh, I think I'm good.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
Oh, Mike, we missed one little thing.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite character, my friend?
James Sunderland.
'Cause you're a basic bitch.
Yep. I'm sorry.
you guys
Just
already
like
know which
after
one mine is.
overlooking it all again, James is the most interesting.
I mean, I don't know.
To me.
You don't have a demon fetus inside you, so.
I'm just saying he's just a more interesting character overall. I like his story more. I like the tragedy in the end. I like the story, and I think he's cool.
My favorite is Travis. I feel like it was very heartbreaking that he tried to do a good deed, but he ended up in this terrible situation.
Yep.
Ended up taking control of the ground.
Honestly, I think what's more worse is his childhood. He watched his own father hang himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
His own mother wanted to kill him because she thought he was a demon.
But here's the thing with James. Like, the idea that he has this guilt, that is suppressed. He remembers having to kill his wife. And the multiple endings make it more questionable. But the way I look at it is like she was dying. And she, in her mind, was also feeling like, she was disgusting. James was drifting away from her. It's so sad. And then James, in my mind, I like to think that James killed her because he wanted to put her out of her misery, right? Like in real life, you see, and this is a really deep subject, but you'll see a woman, for instance, get cancer. And I've encountered a lot of people like this, and where men will go into this thing and where they will try to keep their wife alive. But the wife or the girlfriend is in so much torture, like, dude, just living every day going through chemo and just feeling worse and then having cancer alone. It's such a horrible thing to witness. And usually the mate or the boyfriend or girlfriend is just kind of like they don't want to let go, right? They don't want to let go of that person and that they love so much. But the way I look at James is like he couldn't stand it. He couldn't stand seeing her in bed and just like in so much pain and feeling so horrible. And so her life was in his hands, right? And then it was like he lost the one thing he loved so much. And having to do that just like forced him to suppress that memory. And that's why he goes Silent Hill, because he probably went into lunacy and he probably forgot that he killed his wife. And then when it's revealed again, I would like to think that he probably did kill himself. I would like to think the in-water ending is the ending, because if that was me, if I had entered that kind of lunacy, if I had suppressed all of that feeling and all of that memory, and then coming to realize what I did, I probably couldn't live with myself like that. So, that's why James is interesting to me, because he does something that not a lot of people would do in a situation like that. I've seen so many people just trying to keep their loved one alive, and then they're gone, and then it's like it was all for nothing. It was just for more misery and pain. And I know that's a really controversial subject, and a lot of people are probably, some people who are watching this are probably going through that right now. And I know people going through that, but I've always felt that if there was someone I loved so much and I saw them going through this, and then I saw that the chemo was to put them through worse, I would leave that decision to them. I wouldn't leave it to me, because I would not have the heart to have that much weight and decision in my hands. Like dude, my mom and her husband, they were having that discussion not long ago, and she says, if I am ever in a situation like that, you are not putting me through that shit. There is no fucking way. And his response is, yes, I am. I am going to put you through that because I don't want you to go. And it's just another example of just witnessing that itself. And that's why James is interesting to me. So.
Yeah, I had that with my stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is. And that's probably another thing about Silent Hill 2 was there were probably people playing that game and they had witnessed a similar experience to some degree. And then there was some kind of relatability on some people's end, That's why James is such a deep character. Like Harry, he's so basic. Heather is interesting, but I want more development. James, I think it was designed to add a lot of mystery, and then there's a big reveal, and it immediately changed your outlook, and it made him a more tragic character, and it was just interesting.
I just realized Mike has always mentioned Harry and Cheryl and James, but hasn't mentioned Henry.
Yeah, Henry is pretty boring.
He's a fucking piece of wood.
Yeah, Harry's more interesting than fucking Henry. Henry is fucking boring. I'm sorry. Yeah, and again, like, I used to think Silent Hill 4 was amazing, but it's not. I just don't want to talk about it now. Like,
okay.
I've lost my interest.
Okay, Henry has one interesting thing about him. He does get the woman in the end.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, he gets what James doesn't. So.
I mean, James could remarry. It's not a problem.
Yeah, he could have been with Miranda or whatever her name was.
Maria?
Or Maria, or
the fucking figment of imagination the town created for him.
Yeah. I also like that the more you're with her and don't hit her, it influences the ending more to be with her.
I know,
I think that's funny. Yeah.
That's
move on,
that's the one thing I will give 2 for is the fact of how hard it is to determine what ending you're getting.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
And there's a million different things that cause it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is cool, the randomness of it. And look, I know Silent Hill 2 should just stay as its own thing, and everything else should also be its own thing. But the one thing that 2 surpasses in compared to everything else, like you said, is like you don't know what the fuck you're getting at the end. And I really think Silent Hill games should influence more endings like that to some degree. If they're going to stick with the multiple endings, there should be a whole bunch of different ones, I think. But if it was me making it, I would just have one ending. I wouldn't fuck around with it. I'd just be like, just do one ending. There doesn't need to be multiple ones, but at the same time, it gives you a lot of freedom. So
a lot of replayability.
A lot of replayability, exactly. That too. So, and that's the thing that like a lot of horror games don't have. Like, I love Outlast, for instance, but replayability, I don't think it can be replayable unless you're just trying to achieve beating a harder difficulty. But experience and story wise, it's just the same thing. Same jump scares. You know when enemies are coming. You know how to do the chases. Alien Isolation, it has the same encounters too, but it adds randomness, right? It adds random encounters, which enhances the horror experience. So I have to give Silent Hill props where it is. It does change based on decisions you make. So, but then again, you also get some of the same encounters too. So.
Hence why people started making randomizers.
Yep. And I do think the randomizing aspect can be very strong. I do think so. And I do think it enhances the horror more when you randomize it.
See, that's like the one thing I give 3 props over all the other games is that it has a ridiculous amount of difficulty levels.
Yeah, and doesn't changing the difficulty change the puzzles like 2 does?
No, because they're separate difficulties.
Okay.
So yeah, you can have combat
if
on
I'm right,
extreme and puzzles on easy.
Yeah. And so the puzzles can change on difficulty though.
Yes, if you were to change
depending on which one you choose.
Yeah. Like the infamous library puzzle where you had to literally know Shakespeare.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you literally have to know Shakespeare to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
There's
I like that the puzzles change based on difficulty too.
There's also one puzzle in Downpour that requires you to literally look it up. Because it's so fucking confusing.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And there's a license plate puzzle. That's because people can't find the last number. I'm serious. No one can find the last number.
That, I do like that Silent Hill changes its puzzle mechanics based on difficulty.
Yeah.
I really think a lot more horror games should implement that. I really do.
But they won't.
No, they're too lazy.
Indeed. Indubious.
Anything else to talk about? I keep asking that because I run out of things to talk about.
I've also run out of things to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh wait, favorite like minor enemy?
The penguin people from Silent Hill 1.
Oh, the stalkers.
Yeah, the little penguin people.
Are they stalkers? Are they mumblers? I think mumblers is the actual term for them.
Yeah, I always called them penguin people. Because they remind me of penguins.
Fun fact about them. If you go to the theme park near the end of the game, and if you were to use the red liquid, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that, on one of the little fucking transparent ones, you can skip the entire theme park.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool.
For some weird reason, they have the same coding as the Sybil boss fight in that area. So if you use it on them, it'll skip that entire boss fight and skip that entire area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about favorite ending in all of Silent Hill.
Dog ending.
I've already stated mine, but I want to know yours.
It's
dog ending.
Dog ending. It's
like
so fucking weird, man.
I can't wait to see the new version. It's gonna be so great.
They better keep the song.
Yeah.
I like the leave ending.
The leave ending.
Where he loses
so
Laura.
all of them are so all of our endings favorites are from part 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good
Dude,
shit.
They went fucking bonkers with 2, okay?
Good shit.
I know they did. I know.
Okay, second favorite ending though is from Downpour, and this is it's their joke ending, because at the very end, Pyramid Head slices the fucking table that has the cake on it. It's great.
My second favorite ending from all the first few games are the UFO endings. Those are, I fucking love them. I don't know. It's just so weird and out of nowhere that I'm just like, you know what? That's pretty memorable though.
You're not wrong.
Like I remember them. So
do you know what? That reminds me. There's one Silent Hill game that doesn't have a UFO ending.
Really?
4. They cut it.
Oh, yep. In part 3, doesn't Heather or Mason get shot or something?
No.
By like the aliens?
No.
What?
James gets shot.
What was that? James. Okay, it was James that got shot. Okay.
Yeah, James got shot, and I think in his own UFO ending.
Okay. Oh, that's so good. You know what? It would have been funnier if the dog ending was combined with the UFO ending. If you got on the UFO and then it's just the dog.
You have to get the UFO ending to get the dog ending.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because the UFO ending causes the key to drop in the doghouse. I think. I think I don't fucking know. I'm not a Silent Hill 2 expert.
Whoa, it's windy out, Matt. It's windy outside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
I mean, you
windy
guys
out.
can't see it, but
I can hear it.
I can too.
All my trees in the backyard start really shaking.
Yeah.
I hope my power doesn't go out again. I'll be pissed. I doubt it will.
All right. That's all I got again.
You crapped out too, Jacob?
I would say my other favorite ending is probably the good ending of Origins.
Hmm.
And
There's so many problems with Origins.
I forgot his name, Travis. It's in his truck and he just rides off and he still sees the girl in his mirror.
Fun fact, people think that the trucker in the beginning of Homecoming is Travis.
Yeah, I know. Oh god, Homecoming, like, I respect it, but at the same time,
Fuck it.
it has so many fucking stupid problems. Like, dude, they were just trying to redo the magic of part 2 with the ending thing and the reveal, and that just gets on my nerves so bad.
And I also like the UFO ending of Origins as well. With quirky art style.
If Jacob doesn't do a playthrough of Silent Hill Origins for his channel,
I don't have a PS2 or PSP.
you can emulate it. That's how I played like 50% of my playthroughs. I have emulation.
Our truck is on our planet.
Well, Matt, is there anything else we need to talk about?
I can only think of unlockables and Easter eggs. That's about it.
And I don't even remember those.
Heather has like 15 different shirts she could.
There you go.
Wow, women's clothing.
I'm not even kidding. Silent Hill 3 has the most unlockables of any Silent Hill game.
Yep.
Because originally it was supposed to be the end of the franchise.
Weapons, all of it. There's all kinds of weapons you can get.
Just Heather is the most badass of all the characters because she gets the most badass weapons. Every Silent Hill game, you get a hunting rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. 3, you can get a flamethrower, an SMG, a katana, a fucking maul.
Yep.
People say she's the shittiest character.
I think the katana is really funny. Just like running into a fucking random katana.
It is very random. So fucking random.
Yeah.
Oh man. This was a good
we're gonna end this one.
This was a good one.
Yeah. I hope I did okay.
Thank you for watching.
No, we're not doing this, Jacob.
Jacob, I will ban you from all servers. We don't need that juju in here, mate. On behalf of my brothers here at the Cult of the Way, thank you guys for watching. Like what you see and like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you fuckers next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.